My goal over the next 45 minutes is to teach you the arrow technique, which is the development of mine, and not only to teach you how to use it, to demonstrate it with someone, and as I said, to teach you how to use it so you can use it for the people you care about, people that you work with. First, let me introduce myself in case you don't know who I am. I'm Freddy Jacquin. I'm a hypnotherapist. I've been a hypnotherapist now for close to 30 years. In 1999, I created the UK Hypnotherapy Training College to teach people how to do hypnotherapy. My son Anthony works with me, and it's now rebranded as the Jacquin Hypnosis Academy. And we've trained people on 5 different continents, thousands of people. I have personally seen over 30,000 clients. So I've been doing this for a long time. Now, back in the early 2000s, I developed this technique we now call the arrow technique for pain, for chronic pain. But because I travel with my son, it became pretty clear that we could also use it for emotional pain. So I'm going to be talking about how you can use this technique to help people overcome chronic pain. Now, it can be used for acute pain, but only with the proviso. And this is one of the things, if you are going to use this, and whether you're a medical person and whether you're just a member of the public and you work with people and you can help people out of pain, because you will be able to do it with this technique after the next 45 minutes. You must ask that person or that client if that pain is of any use to them. And by that, I mean, if it's long-term chronic pain that's only been treated with opiates, painkillers, then that's where this technique comes in. If it's acute pain, let's say it's someone with a toothache, you can say you can help them with the proviso that they go and get medical treatment. And if they don't agree to that, then I would ask you not to use this technique to reduce that pain or take that pain away. So I'll tell you now how it developed. For years, I suffered with kidney stones, which apparently is one of the worst pains a man can suffer. Now, my natural way of distracting myself from the pain was to go to a memory, a past memory, a strong memory back in the 90s. And the more I got into the detail of the memory, you know, what was the number of the number plate, what were we eating, what's the name of the cheese we had, all those kinds of things. The more I got into the detail, the further away I could get from the pain I was suffering at the time. And I got to the point where I could get back into my body in that memory and look back to now. At that point in time, I could, if you like, eliminate that pain as long as I could hold on to that memory. So the idea of disassociation was there in my mind. That was long before I started doing hypnosis, if you like. And I've studied a man called Milton Erickson, who I believe is the genius of hypnotherapy. Now, he understood that if someone's in chronic pain and you ask them to relax, which is generally the way we start hypnosis, that's very difficult for that person to do. Now, how we lead people into hypnosis is to create a focus of attention. We may say, you know, look at the spot on the back of your hand, look at the light, just to focus the client's attention to help them go into hypnosis. So he would use the pain itself as the focus of attention. He'd ask them to go to the very center of the pain, the most sensitive part of that pain. And when they were focused on it, he would use that to drive them into hypnosis. So these two ideas were in my mind. And I had an idea I could put them together and develop this pain control, as I say, which is now called the arrow technique. This is a very difficult situation because I'm just looking at the camera and I can't see anyone on it. So in a while, I'm going to ask someone out there, someone who is in pain, because apart from anything else, I'm going to run this with the group that's watching this. So if there's anyone in pain, I'm hoping to help you alleviate that pain or eliminate that pain. And if it is useless, unnecessary pain, I believe that, you know, 45 minutes from now, you'll be free of that pain. So, as I said, this idea developed back in the late 90s, and it started as a technique purely for chronic pain. And then it led into emotional pain. And as we've trained people around the world to do this, people have been putting things like psoriasis in this target, which you're going to learn about in a moment. and people are having results with all kinds of things because they don't have the limitations. They just say, let's try this. Now, this technique, obviously, it started as a hypnotherapy technique because I'm a hypnotherapist. But we now understand that you don't need to be a hypnotist to do this. You don't need to be in trance to do this either. This is something that anyone can do. And I really want everyone to learn how to do this. So if you're a doctor or a surgeon, and we have doctors and surgeons all around the world now using this technique. There's an osteosurgeon in Brazil. He uses this pre and post operative for his clients, and he gets great results. We have people all around the world in A&E and ER situations using the arrow technique. And you can use this, providing you ask that question first. Is this pain of any use to you? Now, I've been asked how this works because, as I said, we've got medical people, scientists using this technique. And they asked me the question, how does this work? And I have to be honest, I have no idea how it works. I have my theory on why it works, but there's no sort of clinical proof why this works, what happens in our mind to help that person who's been in chronic pain overcome that pain in quite literally minutes, as you're going to see this evening. But my theory is this: we all know that under certain circumstances, given the opportunity, if our life is under threat, under immediate threat, even if we're suffering serious pain, in that moment we won't feel it. You know, I ask my clients who come to see me for pain, especially if they're a parent, and they're saying this pain's terrible, it's, you know, they give it a score of whatever it is. And I say, look, if your child was about to step in the street, where would your pain be? And they understand that in that moment, they wouldn't feel any pain. We know this from battle situations where people suffer incredible injuries and carry on fighting, carry on going. Whereas in everyday life, those injuries would completely stop us in our tracks. But because their life's under threat, they don't feel that pain. Now, when I was just in my late teens, I was working with someone who'd been in the Suez crisis. And he was telling me about a time when he was a young soldier in his Suez crisis back in the 50s. And he said he was running across some no man's land. He said, I felt something hit my foot. He was under fire, so he was his bullets flying everywhere. He was under fire, and he said, I felt something hit my foot. I assumed it was a stone, so I just kept running. So he ran for another 30, 50 yards, dived behind a wall, so he was in relative safety. He looked down at his foot, and there was a bullet hole through his laces. He turned his foot round, and the bullet had blown the back of his heel off. But he hadn't felt that while he ran for 50 yards because his life was under immediate threat. And I believe that the arrow technique, for whatever reason, taps into that natural ability to switch off pain that at that point in time is of no use to you. So that's my only explanation. But I know because of the thousands of people that are using this technique, the thousands of people who have been free of that pain, that this is now possible. And I'd like to think that those of you who are watching that are suffering some kind of pain at the moment are going to get relief from that over this next 45 minutes. So I'm going to describe how the technique works. I'm just going to run it through and you'll see it's very simple. You don't need a great script to do this. You will be able to do this by the end of our time together this evening. And it's very simple. And as I said, you can do this, obviously, if you're a hypnotist or a hypnotherapist, the chances are you're going to use hypnosis to start off with. But you don't need this. So what I want you to do, and there's two things that I symptom scale in my therapy room. One is pain and one is fear. And the reason I symptom scale those two things is because we can remember being in pain, but we can't remember what it felt like. We can remember being afraid of something, but once that fear's gone, we can't remember what that fear was like. So I will symptom scale it in a moment with all of you, and I want you to do this. Do this for me. You can, if you are in pain at the moment, I want you to do this. I want you to, just for a moment, close your eyes and focus on the pain. Just focus on that pain, the very center of that pain, the most sensitive part of that pain, just for a moment. And on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being excruciating and 0 being no pain at all, I want you in that chat box just to put that figure for me. so that we have a measurement when we've run this technique with you. If you can do that, that'd be great. Okay, now I'm going to try with one person. Okay, great. Yeah, if you can do that, it's fantastic, because in a moment we won't be able to feel it. Now I'm going to run this technique. I'm going to describe how it works, just go over the words with you. In fact, first thing we're going to do is we're going to run it with all of you now. So once you've put that score in now, that's great. Just keep going until you've done it. It's great. Don't just suffer. Just feel it and put that score in that box, because in a moment you won't be able to feel it. I see someone's put a 12 out of score. Oh, no, maybe that's just the amount of people that put in. Okay, right. So what I want you to do, all of you that want to experience this now, I want you to do this for me. I want you just to get comfortable, right? You don't have to lie down, you don't have to but get comfortable. And place your hands and your feet separately for me. Do that for me now, thanks. Now I want you to do this. I want you to imagine, you can do this eyes closed, just close your eyes for a moment, take a breath in, and as you breathe out, imagine that you're drifting up out of your body, just leaving your body in that chair for a while. Imagine that's happening now. Imagine you're just drifting away from your body. You know, like we hear about some people have these near-death experiences in hospital, and they say, you know, I seem to drift up to the ceiling, I could see myself in the bed. Imagine you're drifting up out of your body and leaving your body in that chair. And now imagine you're drifting higher and higher. Imagine you're drifting up higher and higher, like a helium balloon that some young child has let go of in the park. And you're just drifting up higher and higher. Imagine you're drifting so high now that you can look down and you can see that planet Earth below you. You can see that beautiful blue planet below you. You can see the whites of the clouds, the whites of the mountain tops. You can see the greens of the forest, the blue of the ocean. And picture that beautiful planet in your mind's eye. And notice as you picture that planet from way, way off, how your perspective changes. You can think about the close to 8 billion people on that planet, of which you are one. And I want you to notice, as you think about that, that things that had overwhelmed you no longer have any power over you. Things that had seemed hard to do no longer have any power over you. Now in your mind's eye, between you and that planet, I want you to see a target, a massive target down below you, like an archery target. Picture it in your mind's eye. You can see the bands, you can see the very center of that target. Now in the very center of that target is every ounce of the useless, unnecessary pain and discomfort that you were experiencing. In the center of that target is every ounce of that useless, unnecessary pain and discomfort that you were experiencing. Then in a moment, I'm going to make this sound. As I make that sound, you're going to be fired, shot like an arrow, straight through the center of that target and straight out the other side in a millisecond. But I want you to be brave about this, because as you go through the center of that target, you may experience that emotional, physical pain even more intensely for a split second. But be brave. This is the last time it's ever going to affect you. So get ready. As I make that sound, you're going to be fired, shot like an arrow, straight through that target, straight out the other side into a space of total bliss. Get ready. And now you're out the other side, just drifting in that space. Nothing bothers or affects you, nothing disturbs you. All that matters now is you, the sound of my voice, and freedom from that useless, unnecessary pain. And as you float there in that wonderful space, I want you just for a moment to think about the people you love, people that love you. See those faces, see those smiles, and feel that love right now. And feel that love now like a burning hot sun in the sunless sky. And shrink it down to a white hot ball of light as big as a golf ball. And pull that into the very core of your being. And feel that love and that light emanating out through every cell, every fiber of your body. Filling you up, lifting you up, lighting up. Feel it now. And notice As you feel that light and that love flooding your body, every ounce of that useless pain dissipate from your body. Now I want you to imagine drifting across the other side of that room you're in. So you can see yourself sitting in that chair. You can see the clothes you're wearing, you can hear my voice. And notice as you watch yourself from the other side of the room, how every ounce of that useless, unnecessary pain has gone from your body, gone from your mind. You cannot feel it, you cannot experience it. As you watch yourself from the other side of the room, notice how every ounce of that useless, unnecessary pain and discomfort has gone from your body, gone from your mind. And I'd like your unconscious mind to make those changes now at a molecular, cellular, neuron level that will allow you that freedom forever. And only when the unconscious mind knows and has made those changes and allows the conscious mind to accept the changes made, only then will you drift back over to your body, drop down into your body in that chair. Only then will your eyes be able to open and you unable to experience any of the useless, unnecessary pain and discomfort. Go ahead, take your time. Only as quickly as the unconscious mind knows and has made those changes at a molecular, cellular, neuron level and allows the conscious mind to accept the changes made. Only then will you drift back over to your body, drop down into your body in that chair. Only then will your eyes open and you unable to experience any of that useless pain. Go ahead, take your time, do it thoroughly. And when you drop down into that chair and open your eyes, you can do it now. And where's the pain gone now? Try and feel it and find you cannot. On a scale of 0 to 10, where's the pain gone now? And put that score in that chat box so that you and I understand that you're free of that pain forever. That's right, in your own time. And where's the pain gone now? That's right. And that useless, unnecessary pain will never bother you again. It's great. Great. You know, the zeros and ones in that chat box. I see there's someone, Lania, I think she said her pain's the same. Great. They've gone zeros, 1, 2, 1. You know, and I know as a therapist, I always want that to go to a 0. That's what the ultimate goal. But for people, and I'm sure you'll testify to this, if your pain was 7, 8, 9 before we did that, and it's now a 1 or a 0 or a 2, that's a massive adjustment for you. And so the thing about this technique is you can use it as a self-hypnosis technique. And it sounds like an excuse, but I honestly believe that if the pain doesn't change, if the pain hasn't gone down very much, then there is still some reason, there's still some protection in that pain, something you need to know, even if it's enough to make you aware. Because if you've had an injury and it's gone to a 1, it may be just enough to make sure that you don't pick up anything heavy or you don't overdo what it is you're doing in your life. But I believe that to be true. I believe your unconscious mind, your instinctive, intuitive part of who you are, ultimately is there for your survival. And it's not going to let you do anything that's dangerous for you. So if that, like it's gone there, I can see it's gone 2, 2, 1, 0, then you can continue to work on this, but be aware that you start to look after yourself. So I hope those who have taken part have enjoyed that. And you can see it's taken 10 minutes tops for you to be free of some of that, free of the pain you're experiencing. And I honestly believe if that pain is totally useless and unnecessary, you will never experience it again. And we know this because we've been doing this for over 10 years now. And people who have been pain-free for 10 years, people who are suffering chronic pain for years and years, People who have had injuries for over 40 years are free of that pain. So I'm now going to describe it over again. So you are going to be able to see this on the recording, but you can make notes now, because I honestly believe that anyone listening to this can do this. You don't have to be a therapist. You don't have to be a doctor to do this. Obviously, I want every doctor to have this in their toolbox. And my thinking on this is this: if you are giving your patient the maximum amount of painkillers they can take, and it's not touching that pain, then why would you not just run this? Because as I say to my clients, I say, I'm not going to give you pills or potions. This is purely words and your imagination. And the worst thing that can happen is that nothing happens. But what if? We have this ability within us. You know, I don't do anything in this at all. This is not coming from me. This is not me doing something to you. This is a collaborative, an act, if you like, that we work together to get you out of your own way. So your unconscious mind, the part of you that knows what's safe and what's not safe, can take on board what we're saying to it. And given the opportunity, and I believe this, given the opportunity, your unconscious mind will ignore the pain if it's of no use to you. And I believe that's what's happened here. So thanks for taking part in it, those who've taken part. Thanks. And for those, Hillary, I'm so pleased that's gone to a 0, and Mark and Catherine, that it's gone right down. And as I said to you, I'm going to now go over this. We've got another maybe 20 minutes. I'm going to go over it again and again. And what I'd like to do is for Lania, I believe that didn't change for you. So I'm going to ask you, when I've explained this one more time, I'm going to ask you to work with me one-to-one, because obviously I want you to be free of it. And if the pain's no use, I believe you can reduce that or eliminate it completely, okay? So let me go over these steps again. It's very simple. You ask your client or your patient or your friend to just do this. Sit comfortably and close their eyes. Imagine you're drifting up out of your body. And you can paint that picture however you want. Imagine you're drifting up as light as a feather. Imagine you're drifting up like a helium balloon. But just get them to drift away from their body and leave their body in that chair. So to disassociate from their physical being just for a while. And imagine you're drifting higher and higher. And imagine you're drifting up, really high now. Now in your mind's eye, look down and see a target, like an archery target. A massive target down below you. You can see the coloured bands, you can see the very centre of that target. Now in the centre of the target is the useless, unnecessary emotional and physical pain that you were experiencing. And I want you to listen carefully to what I've just said there. The useless, unnecessary pain and discomfort that you were experiencing. It's very subtle, but I'm already starting to put that pain in the past. So in the center of the target is every ounce of the useless, emotional and physical pain that you were experiencing. Now in a moment, I'm going to make this sound. And as I make that sound, you're going to be fired, shot like an arrow, straight through the center of the target and straight out the other side in a millisecond into a space of total bliss. But I want you to be brave about this, because as you go through the target, you may experience that pain even more intensely for a split second. But be brave. This is the last time this is ever going to affect you. Now, people ask me why I put that in there. Why would I make someone suffer even for a split second? But the only reason, because I work with language, the only reason I put that in there, so I can give this very direct suggestion. Be brave. This is the last time this is ever going to affect you. So get ready. And then you hesitate for a second or so. And now you're out the other side, drifting in a space of bliss. And do it at that speed. Don't go. Make sure the client doesn't suffer. So it's straight. Now you're out the other side, drifting in a space of bliss. Okay. So now we're in that stage. Now, my belief, and I use it in everything I work with now, is that if we can spike an emotion, our mind is open to a suggestion. And so when we go through the target into that space, I'm going to say these words. Think about the people you love, people that love you. See those faces, feel that love. And as you feel that love, as you see those faces, notice that every ounce of useless, unnecessary pain's gone from your body, gone from your mind. Okay, so the moment I get someone to experience that emotion, I'm going to suggest that the pain's gone. And now we're double dissociated. We've drifted up out of our body. We've gone through the target into another dissociation. Now we're going to do it again. Now I want you to imagine drifting across the other side of the room. So you can see yourself sitting in the chair. You can see your clothes, you can hear my voice. And notice as you watch yourself from the other side of the room, how every ounce of that useless, unnecessary pain and discomfort has gone from your body, gone from your mind. You cannot feel it, you cannot experience it. And only when the unconscious mind knows and has made those changes and allows the conscious mind to accept the changes made, only then will you drift back over to your body, drop down into your body in that chair. Only then will your eyes open, unable to experience any of the useless, unnecessary pain. Now, because this is online, and because I can't see you, and obviously all of you will have opened your eyes at a different time, I actually asked you to open your eyes. But when we do this with a client face to face, we are going to wait and give them time to drift back over to their body, drop down into that body in that chair. And the moment they open their eyes, you look at them and you ask this question: where's the pain gone now? Try and feel it and find you cannot. On a scale of 0 to 10, where's the pain gone now? And you ask it in that way. And in general, it's going to, what's happened here, it's going to be 0, it's going to be 1, it's going to be 2. And then you follow it up with these words, which I believe, so I say it: the useless, unnecessary pain will never bother you again. And it happens in that time. You know, people talk about rapid inductions and rapid change. This is a rapid technique, but the value in this technique is not in the speed that you carry it out. It just happens to be a very powerful technique that you can do in minutes. And that's why I believe that GPs can use it. They are limited to their time. I understand that. They have 5 or 10 minutes with a patient, and they have thousands of patients. And they don't have that time to take a long induction and relaxation, all those things. But this can be done in minutes. And as I said, in my way of thinking, we're not asking people to experiment with pills or potions. This is just words, just imagination. And as I say, what's the worst thing that can happen? The worst thing that can happen is the pain stays the same. But what if? So, as I said, I believe this is being recorded and you can watch it again. You can visit my website, and I run training on my website as well, but that's not what this is about. This is about teaching you right now to use this. You'll see just behind me here, there's a black square with a symbol in it. Now we've got this arrow technique out as an app that you can download to your iPhone, to your Android phone. It's called the Painkiller app. Now I'm going to ask all of you out there, so you can see the HTTPS address there. I'd ask you to, if you can, to share it and and do it yourself, because what I really like from you, the people that are watching this, is to give me some honest feedback. Now we've run this with thousands of people now, and we've got data on it, and the data is this: from 477 people who put a before and an after score, because although we've run it with thousands of people, a lot of people didn't complete this score at the end. But the ones who have, it's a 35.2% reduction in pain, which is immense. And we're now upgrading that app, and we would like you to help us by just going and visiting that app, using it, sharing it with people you know that would love to be free of their pain, and give us honest feedback and say what you think could be improved, so we can get that out to maybe millions of people. We know at the moment there's this opioid crisis at the moment, where people are dying in their droves from overdosing on opiates. So if we can help in any way, as I said, this is an app they can download to their phone. You can use it as over and over to help yourself with the pain you're suffering. So have a look at that app if you would, and give us some honest feedback so you can help us improve our ability to help others. So if anyone got any questions, please ask. And then I'm gonna, if it's okay, is it Lamia? Is that how you say it? I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, but if you could just let me know whether you want to do this one-to-one, and we can do it after people have asked the questions. Just put it in that chat box if you would. You can't see the writing on the website. Okay. And to be honest with you, I can't see either because I've got a small screen here. Let's have a look. Right. Okay. It's back to front here as well for me, so I'm going to try it. So it's Neuromore, which is neuromore.com/painkiller. And notice the way the painkiller is spelled. But if you go to that URL, you'll find, and you can download it to your phone, down to any of your computers, your iPod, iPad. Okay. Right. Let me just see what Lamia said. She want, if I'm not sure it's he. Okay. Right, Lamia. So what I'm going to try and do is going to make you a panelist so I can see you, and then if that's okay with you, just say yes or no now, because I'm just going to make you a panelist, and so we can see you and people can hear what's going on. I can find you on the list. Right. Right, it should be there now. If you can just switch your mic on so I can see you. Yeah, just switch your, I'm up there, do it. Yes, fine.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I can hear you now. I can't see you yet, but you can switch your video on if you want.
Oh.
Ah, gotcha. All right, okay. Right, great. I don't know if everyone, hopefully everyone can see you as well. So can I just ask you, can you share with us what's going on at the pain you're in?
Well, I suffer with fibromyalgia, which is quite a recent diagnosis.
Okay.
So most of my life,
that is one of those things that they've got a name for, but no cure for.
yeah.
But this is fibromyalgia is one of the things that we have incredible results with. Normally, obviously, because you're still at a 9. All right, but we're going to run it again, and I want you to get into it with me, and we'll just see what happens. Okay. Obviously, I want this for you, and we're going to do it. Okay, because I know it's possible. So let me ask you that question. Is that pain of any use to you?
No, none at all.
Let me put it another way. In a while, when it's gone, will it be detrimental to you in any way?
No.
You can live your life without it, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, okay. Let's do this again then. You ready to be free of it?
Okay, yeah.
Right?
Ow.
It sounds like it's bad.
Right. Just
All right. Oh, here's a cat. That is, that is one of the things we get a lot on I normally turn away from me, can I just see the back of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, so look, what we want you to do is this, when you're ready, and
Yeah.
just, well, I'm going to ask you to imagine some things. Do your best to imagine it, okay? Once again, I want you to do this for me. So how do I pronounce your name? Is it Lamia?
Lamaya.
Lamaya. Okay, Lamaya. All right. What I want you to do is this then. I want you to take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, just allow your eyes to close. Only as quickly as you're ready to lose this pain. And I want you for a moment, just do this. Focus on those muscles around your eyes and allow those eyes to relax completely. Imagine your temples massaged and those muscles are relaxing so completely they just won't work. And imagine that's happened now. Imagine there's nothing you can do about that. And when you realize that your eyes are so relaxed they just won't work, you can test them and find completely locked just for a while. That's right. Now, nothing bothers you, nothing affects you, nothing disturbs you. And let that feeling of relaxation wash right down through your body now. Every muscle, nerve and fiber relaxed. Just for a while, nobody wants anything. There's nothing for you to do but to relax. Now imagine you're just drifting deeper and deeper into that relaxation, and my voice is drifting with you now. Everything I say now becomes your reality. Every suggestion I give you, you'll act upon and carry out without hesitation. And you'll see what I say you can see, believe what I say you believe, hear what I say you can hear, as you go deeper and deeper into that feeling. I want you to imagine now, Lamia, drifting up out of your body, leaving your body in that bed for a while, just drifting higher and higher. Imagine you're drifting up like a helium balloon, higher and higher, way up into the sky. Now in your mind's eye, look down and see that target below you, like an archery target, a massive target way down below you. See the coloured band, see the very centre of that target. And in the middle of that target, in the very centre, is all of the useless, unnecessary fibromyalgia pain you've been experiencing. In the centre of that target is every ounce of that useless, unnecessary fibromyalgia pain that you're experiencing. And in a moment, I'm going to make this sound. As I make that sound, you are going to be fired, shot like an arrow, straight through that target and straight out the other side in a millisecond. But be brave, because as you go through the center of that target, you may experience that pain even more intensely for a millisecond. Be brave. This is the last time it's going to affect you. So get ready. As I make that sound, you are going to be fired, shot like an arrow, straight through the target, straight out the other side in a millisecond. Get ready. Now you're out the other side, just drifting in that space. That's right. And notice that feeling of bliss now. Nothing bothers or affects you, just drifting now. And now drift across the other side of your room so you can see yourself in that bed. You can hear my voice. You can see the clothes you're wearing. And notice, Lamia, as you watch yourself from the other side of the room, how every ounce of that useless, unnecessary pain has gone from your body, gone from your mind. You cannot feel it, you cannot experience it. Notice as you watch yourself that every ounce of that useless, unnecessary pain is gone. You cannot feel it, you cannot experience it. And I'd like you, Lamia's unconscious mind, to make those changes now at a molecular, cellular, neuron level that will allow him that freedom forever. And only when the unconscious mind knows and has made those changes at a molecular level and allows the conscious mind to accept the changes made, only then will you be able to drift back over to your body, drop down into your body in that bed. Only then will your eyes be able to open and you unable to experience any of that useless pain. Go ahead, take your time. Only when the unconscious mind knows it's made those changes at a molecular cellular level and allows the conscious mind to accept the changes made. Only then will you drift back over to your body, drop down into your body in that chair. Only then will your eyes open, unable to experience any of the pain. And as you drift in that space, I'd like you, Lamia's unconscious mind, to reconnect the communication between every cell in his body that will allow that healing process to begin. Do it now. That's right. Only then were your eyes open and you unable, the smile on your face, unable to experience any of the useless, unnecessary pain. Go ahead, take your time, do it thoroughly while I wait quietly for your return. Look at me, where's the pain gone now? Try and feel it and find you cannot. On a scale of 1 to 10, where's the pain gone now? Try and feel it, find you cannot.
No, maybe a 5, although now my arm hurts.
Try even harder, find it goes even further away from you. That's right. On a scale of 0 to 10, where's the pain gone now? I know, it's very strange.
About a 2, actually, yeah.
So it's going down. Close your eyes, take a breath in, take a breath out. Notice how that pain goes completely from your body. I want you to be completely free. That's right, open your eyes, try and feel it, find it's gone completely. Imagine there's nothing you can do about that now, Lamia. The harder you try and find it, the further away it goes.
Oh.
I know, it's very strange. And you'll never experience it again. Imagine there's nothing you can do about it. Even at first you have to pretend it's something said to you, something's done to you. You really have no choice. That's right. That's gone from excruciating.
Yeah. That's... I was in a lot of pain before this. I started this.
Now
so
you can't find it. No.
That's really good. It's really good.
All right, fantastic. Well, I'm really chuffed for you. I'm really, really chuffed for you. And you'll never experience it again. Imagine it was never real in the first place. It's done.
Yeah.
It's gone, okay? And have a brilliant life. And thanks for doing that for us, Lamia.
Thank you.
Doing that, all right?
Thank you.
For you. Take care, all right?
Bye.
Bye now. Okay, so, you know, I know I took a bit of a risk, and because I want everyone to understand how this works. And you can see from Lamia, he's not pretending. He was suffering. We all heard it when he first tried to get comfortable. At the end of that, he couldn't feel it. Now, this is what every one of you can do. As I said, my quest is to get everybody who's looking after anyone, who's dealing with anyone that's in pain, to be able to use this technique. It's a very, very simple technique, very powerful technique, as you've just witnessed. Go to the Painkiller app, if you would, and do this as a favour to me. Test it on yourself, test it on people you know that are in pain, and then report back if you would. You can contact me at my website, or you can go to just email me directly at freddy.jacquin@gmail.com, and let me know the results, so that we can, as we build this, the next level of this app, we can use your feedback to help us make it as good as it can get. Thanks for all of you for joining me this evening. Stay well in this very strange time we're in. Stay well, be safe, and use the Arrow app, the Painkiller app, or the Arrow technique. Bye for now.